How many of us are able to remember good quality radio ads? Not those that have won awards, but the everyday radio ads. It is difficult to recall any, isn't it? This is in part due to the type of advertising that the radio industry currently offers. Based on this problem, this research article aims to identify ways to optimize radio ads and to increase the recall rates. The elements discussed in this study are the serial positioning which ads are placed within an advertising break and the implementation of attention resources, which may also influence listeners' level of recall. With regards to the serial position, according to the so-called serial position effect, the recall rate of an advertising stimulus is affected by the positioning which it is presented to the listener, being the first and last ads of an advertising break the most memorable. On the other hand, the second measure applied in this study seeks to reduce the information density through the implementation of a series of attention resources. Information density seems to be a key element in the current cognitive processing that the listener undergoes when faced with an auditory stimulus, as shown by the limited capacity model of motivated-mediated message processing. Thus, to try to increase listeners' attention and involvement in relation to radio ads, producers typically implement attention resources such as redundancy, appeals to the listener, and the calls for attention towards certain details of the message. We hoped the use of these strategies will increase listeners' recall rates. To test this hypothesis, we implemented the aforementioned attention resources in 4 radio ads and then formed 4 advertising blocks with these ads, which had a different position in each block in order to be able to measure the serial order. We played the 4 advertising blocks to a sample of listeners and then measured their recall rates. The results indicate that the ads' recall rates were improved with the implementation of attention resources, but not with the serial position within the advertising block. These results may be due to the small number of ads that comprise the ad blocks, since the smaller the number of ads in a break, the more likely that all they will be remembered with similar precision. In any case, taking into account the data obtained about the recall rates of the 4 radio ads, we would recommend the radio industry to reduce the number of ads included in advertising breaks, whose average is too high in Spain. On the other hand, the implementation of attention resources in ads has proven to be a beneficial factor for cognitive processing. As expected, the recall rates of these ads increase about 1 point with the implementation of the resources such as redundancy, appeals to the listener, and calls for attention. Overall, it can be concluded that the implementation of these resources is highly recommended when producing a radio ad because they perform 3 functions: direct the attention toward the most important elements, reduce the complexity in the encoding of the message, and favor information memorization to allow the subsequent recalling.